Nuri hasn't been a fairy since last winter. I wonder if I could have saved Andergast if I hadn't transformed her.
Don't torture yourself, Geron. Things are as they are.
But they don't have to stay that way.
Oh.
Don't move. If you move, it'll just get worse. I'll hurry with the salve. Good thing I hadn't put it away yet. For Nuri's salve of healing, I need to mix ground-up whirlweed with salve fat. Salve fat. I can only pray that the Lady Perina will allow the use of simple grease just this once. Books from the school of magic about spells and alchemy. None of them could tell me how to transform Nuri back. I'll take them back during my next break-in. Did it hurt when the artifact pulled your soul into the raven's body?
I don't know. It was worse before that. My fairy body was wilting away. That was much more painful.
I'm sorry. At that point, I could only save your soul, not your body. I often ask myself whether there wasn't another way after all. I tried everything. I asked Herzinda clerics, stole magic books from the school, made pacts with witches. Nothing and nobody can restore the power of the artifact. And anyway, Nuri's old body is lost forever. I hope this Fahi will keep his promise. Nuri's old chestnut mannequin.
Ho ho, Nuri. I, King Chestnut, bid you good evening.
Good evening, King Chestnut.
Why so sad, my lovely?
I don't know. Right now, I just want to sleep.
Oh, that's a very wise idea. It's so wise that I hereby officially appoint you to be my Minister of Sleep.
Oh, thank you, dear King.
You have earned this title honestly.
I just built that for her last week. Do you like your new bird tree?
Yes. Geron, why must I be a fairy again before we can leave here?
Because that's what you are. A fairy, not a raven. And Giacomo says we need to hurry about changing you back. He says that a fairy soul is a tender thing. Who knows what'll happen if it stays in the wrong body for too long. And it's much easier for me to protect you here than it would be on the road. If only you would let me protect you. Healing herbs from the woods in case Nuri gets injured again.
I don't get injured very often. I'm getting better at being a raven all the time.
It's high time we transform you back. I never thought I could fix that after last winter. Nothing in there that could help Nuri. I was still very young when they died. Do you miss your family, Nuri? The fairy queen and king?
A little, but I prefer not to look back. The animals and plants of this world are my family now.
Giacomo's bird bath is very pretty, isn't it? He said he found it in some fairy ruins in the blood barrier.
There are no birds in the fairy world.
Well, there's at least one big peacock.
Right, but that's all. Your world is much more beautiful.
It's filled with magic fairy water from Nuri's cave. After I finished eating, I wanted to get to Fahi as fast as I could. I didn't have time to clean up. By Travia, it's all greasy. Master Gwynling's old birdcage. You'll have to go back in there tomorrow, I'm afraid. At least until you can fly again. Otherwise, the Andergastrians will see that I'm traveling with a talking raven on my shoulder, and we'd be facing an angry mob again in no time. The fabric is falling apart more and more. Well, as soon as I solve Fahi's riddle, we'll be out of here. Right, Nuri?
I want to see the world.
But first you need your old body back. If I pull on this, I'll tear the whole curtain. I can barely keep up with the repairs as it is. My faithful knife. I'll cut out a rag. That horrible witch. She promised me that I could use the recipe to create a new body for Nuri. I'll never see those silver thalers again. Useless undergrowth. I'll throw it out tomorrow. Nuri's old necklace. I'm carrying it with me until she can wear it again. It'll take half the night to scrape out the fat with that. The rag's now covered in fat. grind up the herb with the knife handle. There. The strip is small enough. Perina, please let this fat be enough for Nuri's wound. It's all I have. Look, your necklace with the fairy water. You got used to living without it pretty quickly.
I'm not a fairy anymore, so I don't need fairy water.
Gwynling would have done that, but I never would. There. And next, we'll make you a fairy again.
Did you meet the man?
Yes, I don't know if I can trust him though. But if Giacomo's right, then soon everything will be like it used to be. You will be as tall as a human again, and together we'll travel across Aventuria and have one adventure after another.
When do you think I'll be able to fly again?
Let's see how your wound is doing tomorrow. Maybe we can go and practice a little.
Fine. Sleep well, Geron.
Sleep well, and don't worry. Soon everything will be as it was. As the stone over the scarab, so rules the scarab over the stone. Enter if to you the answer is known. If not, then forever your life I'll own. And again, this time you can do it.
I don't know.
Don't be discouraged. Think about something nice. Think about the first time we met. You lived in a lonely cave for years, and together we found a way to finally free you, and all the things you've seen since then.
The first thing I saw were people who wanted to kill me.
Yes, but you've also seen nice things. Do you remember? Isn't it a wonderful feeling to have defeated the seer and finally be free?
I don't want to think about it. Those months in the cave were horrible.
I shouldn't have brought it up. Nuri, you must have one nice memory. Do you remember... Before we reached Enqui, we went rowing on the Svelte, past fields and windmills.
We were attacked in a mill.
That was before. I meant later.
They almost killed us.
We're still alive, aren't we? It's time you become a fairy again. Do you remember how happy and carefree you used to be?
Of course I remember. That makes me even sadder.
Come on, that's enough for today.
Do I have to go back in the cage?
Unfortunately, yes. With a pet raven on my shoulder, the Andergastrians will immediately take me for a warlock again. I'm glad those days are over.
Oh well.
On the way back, let's stop by Fai's tent. He has such a carefree manner. I'm sure he'll raise your spirits.
Geron?
Yes?
I want to be like I was in former times too, but I don't know how. So much has happened.
We'll manage somehow.